Today, we're going to talk about something that's basically the central nervous system of any business. It's this invisible network that really dictates every move, every decision, and ultimately, whether a company makes it or breaks it.
So what is this thing, this powerful invisible system? I'll give you a hint. It's not some charismatic CEO or a secret recipe. Nope. It's the operational brain that touches every single part of an organization. And to really get it, we first have to understand the problem it was built to solve.
You know, pretty much every modern business out there is just drowning in data. But here's the thing. Having a ton of data is not the same as having answers. And that's the core problem, right? You're overloaded with information, but you're starving for actual, usable insight.
Just think about all the constant, urgent questions that are flying around a company every single day. Simple stuff like, how much did we sell today?
Do we actually have enough in the warehouse to fulfill the orders that just came in? Can we promise that delivery date?
And maybe the biggest one of all, who still owes us money? I mean, without fast, reliable answers to these questions, a business is basically flying blind.
And look, this isn't just some nice to have, right? As our source material puts it, information is a fundamental business resource, just like cash or raw materials. It is absolutely vital for survival. See, raw data just creates chaos, but organized information, that creates clarity.
So, how in the world do you turn all that chaos into clarity? Well, you build a nervous system for the business. And this is exactly where the Accounting Information System, or AIS for short, comes into play. It's the solution to that whole data overload problem. So, at its core, what is an AIS? Really, it's a machine for creating certainty. It takes all that raw, messy data, every sale, every purchase, every single hour of work, and it transforms it into clear, organized information that people can actually use to make smart decisions. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because an AIS is so much more than just a piece of software. It's a whole ecosystem. You've got the people who use it, the procedures they have to follow, the raw data itself, the software doing the processing, the hardware it all runs on, and, this is a big one, the internal controls that keep the whole thing secure and accurate. Okay, so we've got the pieces of the puzzle, but how does this system actually, well, think? How does it make sense of the entire economic life of a company? It all comes down to a set of core cycles.
It turns out you can boil down almost any business into three fundamental activities. First up, the expenditure cycle. The question here is, how do we spend money? This is all about buying the stuff you need. Then there's the conversion cycle. How do we make things? This is where you turn those resources into actual products or services. And finally, the revenue cycle. How do we earn money? This is where you sell those things and, collect the cash. A great AIS is built to manage these three cycles perfectly.
Okay, so this is where we get to the payoff. We've got the components, we've got the process, but who cares? Why does any of this actually matter? Well, it matters because a well-designed AIS is what turns all that raw data into intelligent business decisions.
Seriously, a great AI is like a superpower for a business. It can improve quality because you have precise data. It boosts efficiency because it streamlines everything. It strengthens your internal controls, keeping things secure. But the ultimate value, the real game changer, is how much it enhances your ability to make decisions. And this right here, this quote just nails the ultimate goal. Business is all about making choices when you don't have all the answers. An AIS gives you the power to reduce that uncertainty. It gives you the solid ground you need to choose the right path, turning what was a wild guess into an informed decision.
And hey, this isn't just some abstract idea, right? Think about Walmart. They use their massive AIs to analyze sales data from every single store, making sure the right product is on the right shelf at the right time. Or think about Amazon's system. It crunches data on what millions of people buy together to make those crazy accurate suggestions for your next purchase. Now that is a finely tuned nervous system in action.
So if you have a system this powerful, what does that mean for the people who manage it? Where does the accountant, the traditional guardian of the numbers, fit into this whole modern picture?
Well, they're involved in three absolutely critical ways. They're not just plugging numbers into a spreadsheet anymore. They are crucial participants in the system itself.
Their role has really become threefold. First, they're expert users who can tell the system designers exactly what the business needs. Second, they're actually designers themselves, helping to build the system and define the rules. And finally, they're the auditors, the ones who check the system's work and verify that the information it's spitting out is accurate and trustworthy.
So, we'll end with this thought. We've established that this system is the central nervous system of modern business. But as technology like AI and machine learning gets even more powerful, how is this system going to evolve?
How will an even faster, smarter nervous system change the very definition of what a business is and what it can do?